I better unmute myself before I start chatting away. I've totally been known to do that. Let's see, hopefully it's live. Okay, everything looks like it's working. Hello, guys. I'm excited to be here today. It's been kind of a rough day. I have a coach who said expletives to me and was very rude, and I had to deal with this whole thing. But I'm here now, and nothing could be more important than what we're talking about today, because we haven't been given this narrative. It is not found anywhere. It's not, and it's so important. So if you're watching today, hello. If this is your first time, I'm Melissa. Hi, nice to see ya. Please say hi in the comments. I love to know who's here and who's watching. Even if it feels a little vulnerable to say that you're watching, a video about sensuality or whatever, let's push through that and be proud of being women and being sensual women today. I've been doing this now for 3.5 years as an intimacy coach, talking about all the things that people don't talk about and exploring all these things. And I have healed and hit different heights in the things. It's been such a wonderful journey for me. And even more so, it's been such a just beauty to see clients go from shut down or stuck around sensuality with their body, around intimacy with their partner, around intimacy with themselves, to just blossoming. And I sit in awe, like, wow, I get to play this role at this time in the world. And I share that for a reason. As we talk about today, this sensuality through the changing seasons of life, I've worked with a few now a handful of clients, quite a few, who have been somewhere in the spectrum of transitioning through menopause. And it really got me kind of thinking about this earlier than I might have, right? I haven't been through that, and so I don't have personal firsthand experience with what that's like, what it's like in your body and whatever. But raise your hand if you would agree that the narrative basically out there is like, have hot flashes, but basically don't let it affect your life. Like, just sort of, keep it quiet. No one really needs to know you're going through it. Do whatever you have to sort of like eliminate any symptoms of this transition. Is that what you guys are hearing? Like, I'd love to hear in the comments if you're like, yeah, I think, or, what other kind of instructions would you say you associate with menopause, or what's considered socially acceptable for a woman going through menopause? It's like really, those are the questions that she has to ask. And it's kind of sad because even in nature, in the animal kingdom, there are only 3 animals that honor their women after they have passed childbearing stages. Once they have become barren, most animals actually just reject her. They just kick her out, and they don't care for her. She's no longer contributing in the way that she was, and so she's left to die. It's pretty depressing, right? It's pretty depressing, but I share that because I think that in some ways we do sort of treat women who are older and entering these older stages this way. I remember my mother-in-law going through this, and I don't hear her say it as much anymore, but she used to say, people don't look at me. like at church in the halls or at the grocery store. She's like, literally, I feel invisible. People don't look at me, but they used to. It's like I'm now invisible because I have wrinkles or because, I'm whatever it is. And I thought, it's so sad. And it is true. I've seen that. And I've had to question, like, have I been guilty of doing that? Of like treating someone with less regard because they're not young and hip or something. I don't know, right? It's sad, huh? So, but there are three members of the animal kingdom. Mammals will say that that don't reject, like completely leave them to die, their women once they become barren. That's us humans. Dolphins and whales. Isn't that interesting? I haven't done enough studying about like what they then do. But what I have studied is these women who are my clients and what they need. And what I found that's very interesting is as I help a woman get really in tune with her feminine and really start listening within and get really intimate with herself so that she can create intimacy with her partner, and she's going through these stages, she is literally in a transition stage of her life. What she wants is different. Her passion is different. What excites her and lights her up. I'm talking about all fronts, not just sexually. It's all different. And there's the hot flashes and there's the unpredictable body patterns floating in weird times, or, spotting and then not having a full period, or going 6 months without having a period and then having one. And, certainly we know that there's physical things that come with this, but there's also like a whole new identity to step into. Who is talking about this? And why are they not talking about this? It's like, just be small and quiet and don't bother the people who are busy doing stuff, who are young. And it's so wrong. So I guide these women, right? I'll guide a client to really, really hearing herself and honoring herself. And then what she's hearing as she's transitioning through menopause is like, slow down, take time for yourself. It's so different than what she was used to before. Also in our society, it's like, well, it's not time to retire. So like, what, just keep showing up, right? And yet there is a difference in her. There's a difference in her. And so what I want to say right out the door is often these women will feel like they have seemingly lost their sex drive completely. And we did some posts this week in the group and some questions and stuff, and people said a lot about hormone therapy. And I absolutely have had clients who have gone and tried some hormone therapy and had great success with it, even just using progesterone cream or that sort of thing. But I also have had a lot of clients who are like, that's not for me. I don't love doing medications. I don't love doing things that aren't natural. Or I tried that and I felt really aggressive and off. I hated how I felt worse on the hormone therapy than off. And so, I'm like coming from this space of like, you do you, what serves. And if you don't want to do hormone therapy, then what can we do to support you as you go through this transition? And what I want to say out the door is every woman who has ever worked with me has blossomed more with her desire, like bottom line. So if you're like, man, it's just broken, that shit, it's just over, there's nothing I can do, I'm here to say that that's not the case. And it's an invitation to go a little deeper within yourself and get to know yourself at this new stage. Does that make sense? So, so in the current model of just be quiet, don't show your symptoms, just keep going on with your busy life. In that model, we end up finding women who are really, really disconnected from themselves. Right? Doesn't that make a lot of sense? It's like, well, everything inside of me, like I'm having fatigue, I'm having like even my taste buds seem different, like everything seems different, and I'm being expected to just continue to show up like normal. So at some point she has to start compromising herself, and she starts to disconnect from herself. And when she's disconnected from herself, how is her partner supposed to know what she wants, know what she needs, know how to connect with her, know where her heart is or where to even find it? If you don't know where your heart is, he can't find it. And that's across the board, no matter what your age is, right? If you don't really know what you want and you've disconnected from you, there's no way to allow someone else to connect with you, or there's really no way for you to deeply connect with someone else. So then what is to be done? We have to totally change the narrative on this. And we're in a new time. Like, all the bad that's happening in the world is happening because it's trying to keep up with the good. Did you know that? Did you remember that? Like, every bad that we're seeing, it's because the bad is going, oh no, like the light is succeeding. I better like up my game. So we're in this changing time, and it's time for us to let go of systems and models that don't serve us and never served us. And this is definitely one of them. And embrace a new system and model. And so one of the things that I do with my clients is helping them honor the transition. It's not extremely common, I would say, in like American culture to honor. We have just very little, right, honoring of moving from maybe one age group to the next age group, these kinds of things. Definitely like through school and stuff, when you graduate high school, when you graduate college, but pretty much after that, it's sort of like, and then you just go on enduring through your life. In my church, it's then you just endure to the end. You get married and then you just endure to the end. And I'm like, I hate that phrase. I don't like that phrase. So I help them, really honor, like, okay, you had a childhood, you had a middle adulthood, you have a sage or an older, wiser adulthood, and let's honor that transition, and giving her lots of tools to be in her feminine. So and it's beautiful, and I'm so excited. In a couple of weeks we're going to do a ceremony with some clients that we have. We're going to actually do an in-person ceremony honoring her shifting into this stage and phase of being in her crone, being in her sage energy. And it's beautiful. In Native American cultures, often they have the grandmothers, which is actually the most wise group of individuals, considered the most wise group of individuals on the planet. And for their tribe, they are in charge of like the decisions for the tribe. And so, hold on, somebody's asking, can I come in still? So, so for instance, like take me to your leader, it would be like, take me to the grandmothers. And isn't that a beautiful gesture to consider that, like, okay, like she's raised a bunch of kids, she's helped keep them all alive, she's taught them the culture, she's been through lots and lots in her life, and now she's at this stage where she can be honored for her wisdom and her intuition. And I'm like, there's something to that. There's something about that says, to me, that seems like the natural order of things. The older women that I know who are deeply connected to themselves and who have done the work and really, grown as a person as they've gone throughout their lives, I'm like, I could sit and listen to you all day, every day, because they're listening to their intuition. They're connected to God. They have all this life experience that they can share and the lessons that they learned from their mistakes and all of this. And I'm like, I think this is the natural order of things. Isn't that beautiful to just contemplate? Like, talk about being in our divine feminine. So I want to give 3 tools to those of you who are listening who find yourself in transition in some form with your body. And this can even be, maybe you had an illness or, some kind of thing that caused you, some sort of disability or, these kinds of things. It all applies because there's a wisdom in you and nothing that's happening to you is actually out of order. It's not. Like, everything that we go through is perfect. We have no ability to mess up the big plan for our lives. Everything we go through is perfect. And if you believe that, then therefore whatever you're going through right now is exactly as it's supposed to be. So how do we then, be in a fuller experience in our lives? That's my ultimate question all the time. How do I be the vessel I was meant to be? And how do I be in my fullness? Be in my God self? How do I release all the, garbage and unlearn all the things that I learned through my traumas and just be in my fullness who I'm meant to be on the planet? So that's our goal, right? That's our ultimate, because that's where we're our happiest. That's where we're our most connected. I'm going to give you 3 tools to access this, no matter what transition you're going through in your body right now. Maybe you're experiencing low libido for some reason. 3 tools. You ready? Oh, fun. Hi, Megan. The number one thing is to let go of the old narrative about what's happening to you and what you need to be doing with it, how you need to fit in these little boxes as you go through your experience, because your experience is really it's like a new birth. It's like a birthing into your wisdom, a birthing into a higher level with your intuition. Something that's super fascinating is our cycles. Our cycles are, our menopause, our menstrual cycles are an opportunity each month for us to release and restore and build up and be in our radiance, and then release and restore and then build up, right? And they do this for us whether we know it or not. They do it for us whether we even have a period or not, right? This is always happening. But what's amazing is when your period stops, there is still something like a clock that is guiding you and helping guide this release, restore process for you. And that's the moon. And how beautifully symbolic is that, right? It's like, okay, I used to look here to my womb space to help guide me through my experience of life. Now I look here to the heavens. Makes me emotional. Like we're denying these women of their power. I see my clients and I'm like, no, you are in your radiance. You are so perfect just as you are, with your extra weight and your extra fatigue and all of it. It's so divine. So we have to let go. This is your first tip. Let go of the narrative. It's stupid and it's so disempowering. The second is embrace your journey. In each and every little symptom that you're experiencing, there is a gift in it. There is a wisdom. There's a medicine, if you will, that's meant just for you. You won't know what it's saying unless you do what I'm going to say in number 3 here. You won't necessarily know what it's saying unless you really, number 3 is listen within. But there is a medicine in each thing. The fatigue is there. It's asking you to slow down. It's giving you the opportunity to cocoon in. Do some journaling. Figure out what matters to you. maybe let go of some of the hustle that you had when you were in your middle stages, and some of the, caring about what other people thought or the judgments of others. And, allow yourself to go through this and to be with yourself in these things. Give yourself the permission to embrace what you're going through, and then listen. So our 3 things are: let go of the narrative. The second one is embrace what you're going through. And the third one is listen within. So if you can get really in tune with your intuition, you are the embodiment of the divine feminine already. We all are. Hello. There is no benchmark that I have to arrive to and hustling that I have to get to the end of the finish line in order to. No, we already are, no matter what stage or age you're at listening to this right now. We already are that, but we have learned a bunch of crap that keeps us separate from it. So we need to unlearn the crap, right? And this is where having a coach, having a mentor, having an intimacy guide and a feminine guide can be really, really beneficial, because we don't know how to listen within. And through all the things, even I have coaches, because even being the coach of listening within, I still need reminders to go back and listen. And I have the answers, and they're here inside of me, just like they're there inside of you. This is the new narrative that we need to embrace. And it's beautiful, isn't it? So I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what your takeaways are from this. I would love to give you a heart ask. If you know someone who could really benefit from this message, invite them into the group, share this message with them. This video will be up, the replay will be up in this group forever. I also upload all my videos to YouTube. Hey, if you didn't know that, you can go find the whole bank of all my videos on my YouTube channel, just Coaching with Melissa Keenan. So I'd love to hear what your takeaways are from this. If you are going through some sort of transition with your body, give yourself a ceremony. I hope that's your takeaway. Go give yourself a ceremony, because it's beautiful and what you're going through matters. And the more you honor that, the more you'll let go of that narrative, right? Doing those different pieces. And if you feel like, you know what, I am worthy of having some support with this, and I am worthy of having a beautiful life experience, and I want that, then reach out. Let's get on a call together and we can talk about what your next steps will look like. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.